Alright, so in this video I'm going to be showing y'all how to load and play animations as well as handle connections for animations so they don't cause any memory leaks, things like that, which is going to be handled all in animation modules. And yeah, so at the end of the video it should look something like this, where you play the animations and it slowly does damage to the player, with the hitbox actually relying on a marker event. So you see that the hit only starts when it reaches a certain keyframe, like so. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you how to play animations for the combat system. So in the description I'll have linked a animation dummy for how to use the animations from for the fist combat, and later we can add different animations for let's say a sword or katana in the future, which I'll show you on later videos. But let's go to Avatar and Animation Editor, and then we can go to the 3 dots and load, and we can go to L1. Let's remove this for now. Alright, so we play the animation. What I want to note for y'all is animation events, which what they are is they're a certain keyframe that you can detect when the animation has reached that and use that in your script. So this is going to be mainly used for when you want to start detecting the hitbox. So if we go to the frame where we want it to start detecting, we can click on the whole keyframe, right click, and do add animation event. And let's call this hit. This is just for you to know what the event is called. So you save, and now we can publish to Roblox. Oh whoops, let's go wrong one. Alright, let's do this. Let's right click and hit. Now we can do publish Roblox, and you can save it as you and click on this little copy thing right here. So if we copy it, now if we go to our assets folder that we made, make a folder called Animations. Let's get out of this real quick. Animations, and we can duplicate this and make a folder called Fist. Now we can create an animation here, and we can copy or paste the animation ID that we created. And we can call this L1, which is just for your left click one. And let's do the same thing for the rest of the animations. So we go to L2 right here. So we wanted to start detecting around here. So we can add animation event hits. So what you should know is that whatever you name your event name should also correspond to the name that you call in the script. So I'll show y'all what that means later. But we publish, copy, and we can duplicate this and paste it. Alright, now that we've finished adding all the animations in, we can go to our fist script and we can actually start playing the animation. So first off, what we want to do is, let me add a comment here called playing animations. Now, ignoring the part where you want to cycle through the swings 1 through 5, I'll show you how to play like a basic animation. So here we can call for the humanoid, like so. Humanoid is equal to character.humanoid. So the reason we can do dot is because we already did find first child here. So, and then we can do local animator equals humanoid dot animator load animation. Or no, humanoid dot animator, like so. So this is going to be used to actually load the animation. So we can say local animation equals animator load animation. And then let's just say L1 for now. So we go to assets.animations.this.L1, like so. And then always remember to actually start playing the animation, like so. Now if we play the game, we can wait for this to load. So you see that, okay, the animation is actually playing now, which is good. However, we actually want to cycle through this. And we also want to make the attacking actually correspond with how long the animation is. So we can, let's add an annotation type on here called animation track. And we can print the animation.length, which essentially is how long the animation is. Yeah, the length of the animation. So let's go ahead and play. 0.4. Alright. So it prints out 0 for our animation length. Alright, so the reason for that is because sometimes animations don't load immediately once you call load animation. So a way to get by that is to actually load the animations beforehand. So how we can do that is we can make an animations module in the core for the character, like so. So we can call this animations. Now we can go to our tool that we created called Fist and add a script into here called ToolLoader. We can call this whatever you want, but this is mainly going to be for us loading in the animations beforehand. So if we play the game and we wait, we recall that the Fist tool is a part of the backpack, which if we trace it back, it's going to be the player, which is the .parent. So knowing this, we can let's call this ToolLoader local player equals script.parent. And after that, we can say print player.name. So you see that it actually prints out my player. So this is useful because we can now do local character equals player.character, oops, let's do this, player.character or player.character added wait. So if the player.character is there, then we set it to player.character, or we wait for the character to be added. And then now we can wait for the core folder, character, wait for child core, comma, math.huge. The reason we do math.huge is because we don't want the script to time out, as I showed before. So we want it because we know the core folder is going to be there, so we'll just wait until it actually is present in the character. Now we can go to animations module, core folder dot animations, and always remember to require this or it won't work. So now we can just say module dot loaded animations. See what it prints out. Now we can do warn animations module, like so. So now, if we play the game, we can see it warns it, and then we can see loaded animations right there. So in here, we want to actually load the animations. So let's make a function in here called function module.loadAnims, like so. And then now we want to say AnimationModules.load, or yeah, animation.loadAnims. And we can say what folder we want it to load. So in this case, we want it to load the Fist animations. So let's go over here. We want to get the replicated storage, like so. We want to get the assets folder, and we want to get the animations folder. Or not, we don't need to do that, honestly. So we can do animations.fist, like so. And then we can say folder. And then, let's move this up here for organization purposes. We can loop through this whole folder and load all the animations. So the way I want the player to be able to play the animations is something like this. So in order to play it, we can say module.loadAnimations, your fist.l1, and then we can say play, like so. Or let's say we have like it's nested inside, or like fist, and then we can make a swings folder, like so. We can say fist.swings.l1 play. which I'll probably do this instead. So we'll do it like that. So in order to make this work, we have to loop through the animations first, underscore comma anim, and folder get descendants do. Now, if animation is an actual animation, we want to first off get the full name of the animation. So what I mean by full name is if we go to output, we do print game replicated storage.assets.animations.fist.swings.l1 get full name. We can see it prints out the whole dot plethora, which we want it to look exactly like that. So we can say local full name equals anim get full name. And we want to actually filter the string so it doesn't include the replicated storage part. So we can do full name equals full name splits replicated storage dot assets dot animations like so. And then yep. And then we can say prints full name just to see what it actually is now. So if we were to play the game, we can see that, okay, there we go. It actually prints out this part, fist.swings.l3. So it's good, but there's also a dot right here still. So we go back over here and we change it to dot. Now we can say print full name 2, or we can actually set this to 2, like so, and print full name. So you see that, okay, nice, this is what we want. We want to print out the fist swings L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. And then we can go over here and say module.loadAnimations full name is equal to our humanoid load animation, which we need to actually assert right here. So we can say local humanoid equals character vector child humanoid map.huge, because we know that humanoid's gonna load anyways. And then we'll make a humanoid an argument in here. And same over here, we can say humanoid. Now we can wait for the animator. Or actually, instead of doing humanoid, we can say local animator equals humanoid.animator. There we go. Get our animator in there. And then animator load animation. Make sure to not ignore the case sensitive parts. And then we can say module.loadAnimations full name is equal to animator load animation anim. And now after that, once the animations are all loaded, we can say, okay, our tool, which is script.parent, so local tool equals script.parent, and we can say tool SetAttribute tool loaded comma true. So the reason I want to do tool loaded and set the attribute to true is because in here we can actually wait for the tool to actually be loaded before we can attack, which is just sort of like a prerequisite sanity check to make sure the animations are all fully loaded and well. So in here we can say if not found tool get attribute tool loaded, then return n. So it's just going to return if the tool is not actually loaded. Now if we play the game, well, let's check for the animations. Let's print out all of our loaded animations. Dot loaded anims. Loaded animations. Here we go. Now if we play the game, we can see that, nice, all of the animations are fully loaded. So the reason this is good, right, is because if we want to make another katana, and we call this like katana or something, ToolLoader, we can actually just load the katana animations as well, which is great. So we go to our fist, and then we can actually get the animations folder from the core folder. So local core folder equals character dot for local animations module require core folder.animations. Now if we do print animations module here, let's remove it from here. And then let's exit out of that script too, because that's pretty much all we need for this part. And if we play the game, you'll see that if we attack, it should print out the animations module. As you see, loadAnimations has all of our fists. So finally, we can actually play the animations. So we can say animation modules fist.squings.l1 play. And we can also print the length of it too. .length, like so. And if we play the game, wait for it a little bit. Oh. Whoops. I forgot to reference loadAnimation. So we have to go loadAnimations, and then we can actually play it. And you see that we don't have the issue with the 0 anymore for it not loading, and it actually prints out the length. So for the loadAnimations part, I just messed it up because we actually loaded the animations in this table that's in here. So now that that works, we can also detect for the current squing that we're on now. So we'll make a folder in the fist called configuration, and this will just detect our last squing, our last combo that we've done and things like that. So in here, actually no, we don't even need to worry about that. Alright, so we gotta make an int value called last squing, and we can make another value called squings, or squing number, like so. Now, let's go over here and add our tool in here as well. There we go. And then now, oh yeah, another sanity check we can do. If tool.name is not equal to script.name, then return. So if the actual tool that's passed in the argument isn't equal to the fist, then we just return end. But now we can say local configuration folder equals tool find for child configuration. Not configuration, then return end. Oops. Now we can say local last squing, just reference all of our values. Local squing number. Now, going back to our modules in here, the shared data that we can have, we can say module dot squing cooldown, or not even squing cooldown, we can say combo cooldown is equal to 1.5 seconds. So after the whole 5-hit combo is done, we want to add a cooldown to how long the player can actually wait before they do a full combo again. So now we can say, let's add another value in here called last combo. So if os.clock minus our, let's initiate last combo, minus last combo dot value is less than our weapon data dot combo cooldown, then return. So if the time passed from the current time minus our last combo time is less than 1.5 seconds, then we prevent the player from attacking. And then after that, we can say module.combo reset time is equal to 1.5. So essentially, if the time between our last squing and the squing that we're trying to do is greater than 1.5 seconds, we reset the combo back to squing 1. So we can say if os.clock minus last squing.value is greater than or equal to weapon data combo reset time, then we want to reset our swing number to 0. Now we can actually start adding in our swing numbers. So swing number, if swing number dot value, or first off, let's just do this. Swing number dot value plus equals 1. So this adds number to our swing value. And now we can say if swing number dot value is greater than or equal to 5, then we want to put our last combo. So last combo dot value equals os.clock, and we can say last swing dot value equals os.clock, like so. Let's put this outside. And we also want to reset our combo. So swing number dot value equals 0, like so. However, now we actually want to assign the actual animation to play. So local animation to, or local true swing number equals no. And now we can say true swing number is equal to swing number dot value. Or if we already set it to 0, we'll just set the true swing number to 5. Is equal to 5, like so. Now we can say local animation to play, animation track, is equal to, oh, it all completed it first, but animation modules fist.swings dot dot dot. We want a toString or dot L dot toString to true swing number, like so. And animation to play, we want to play it. Now if we play our game, we should work. We look in our configuration. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You see that now the cooldown actually plays as well. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And if we unequipped it, it doesn't work. And if we wait 1.5 seconds, so let's say we're on swing 3 or something, we wait 1.5 seconds and it resets it, like so. Now, if we stop playing the game, we want to actually address the animation markers part now. So remember, or if you recall from before, we made a little animation marker called hit on here. So in order to address that, we can say animation to play get marker reach signal, like so. And we want to make this a connection. So the reason we make this a connection is, what if it never actually reaches it because there's an issue with Roblox? We want to find a way to disconnect that so it doesn't cause any memory leaks or anything like that. So let's call this hit connect function, like so, or once, because we only want to call it once, not a lot of times. And then if we go to our animations module, let's make something called connections, like so. Now we can say table, or we can call this, let's remove this, and we can say AnimationModules.LoadAnimations. And we can also say AnimationModules.Connections, whatever our string is up here, is equal to connection, like so. Now, or instead of doing this, we can say there we go. And instead of just copying and pasting this, we can make this variable. So local swing name is equal to that. Swing name, swing name. And over here we can also say swing name. Now we can say print hits called, like so. And up here, we want to actually disconnect anything that's associated with our fist.swing. So if we loop through up here, we can say for connection name, comma, connection in animation modules connections do. If string.find connection name, comma, fist.swings, then we want to disconnect it. So we can say connection disconnect, so animation connection name, disconnect, connections connection name is equal to no, like so. Now if we play the game, wait for everything to load, we can see that, okay, nice, we have it printing out hit called now. And if we also print out the connections folder, we can see print animation modules.connections. You see that, okay, there is a connection over here and it should be disconnected every time we finish. So for example, if we remove that, and over here we want to actually make the attacking the same length as our animation length. So animation to play.length, and then we want to make our hitbox clone animation.length, like let's say minus, or yeah, let's keep it like this for now, as before, like so. So now let's move this over here to our, whoops, there we go. And then paste this in here and let's move this up a little bit. Move this to where it's around right here. Like so. Or no, because we need to establish animation to play. Let's go over here. Right here. Like so. Now, when the hit is called, we can actually play out the hitbox. There we go. And you see that there's a sort of delay before you can, before the actual hitbox is called, because it's waiting for it to hit that marker. So now if you go up here to your hit dummy, you attack it, there we go. And then let's go over here to our fist up here, and we can do print out our loaded animations. Dot loaded or dot connections, because we want to see if it actually disconnected. There you go, hit called L3. And you see that every time it calls it, the only connection that's in there is the last swing, which is good, because you don't want it to be jumbled up with L3, L2, L1, and things like that. And now, that should be it for playing the animations. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to actually stun the character and make a state system. So essentially what a state system would be is if you go to our starter character scripts, we add a folder called status, which this is going to handle all of our states in the game. So let's say we're running, we're dashing, or we are stunned. For example, we add a value called stunned in here. What the input script will do now is check if you're stunned, and he'll set your walk speed to 0. So for example, we can say status checker, like so. And we can say if status folder, I'm not going to reference it yet, but if we find for shout stunned, then we want to set your walk speed, or humanoid walk speed to 0, like so. So you can't walk, is what the state system is going to do. And it's going to do that for attacking, and it's going to slow you down a little bit. And for blocking, it'll slow you down drastically because you're blocking. And things like that. So that should be the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and yeah.